7 ways to prep your home now for sale later. What's up, guys? Steve Bazzagani, Philly's real estate agent. Today's topic, we're going to go over 7 things that you can do right now to prepare your home for sale later when we're kind of undone and unfrozen from this quarantine freeze. Because I imagine there are a lot of people out there who are probably thinking about selling their house, getting ready to go, and boom, you're frozen solid by the government and everything's quarantined and now you can't do anything. And so much for moving. So let's get into these 7 things real quick. First thing, we're going to start outside the house and move our way in. So start with your curb appeal. Make sure the front of the house looks nice and warm and welcoming and charming and all that good stuff, because nobody wants to walk into a house that looks like a haunted house from the outside. I mean, it's basically your first impression. It's like shaking hands with somebody. Well, can't really say that anymore since we don't shake hands anymore. But anyway, the point is, it's like your first impression, and you want the outside of the house to look warm and welcoming, and you don't want it to be cold and dead. The second thing you can do is declutter. So decluttering is always something that's extremely inexpensive and extremely valuable at the same time. So decluttering just increases the value of a home because one, it makes the home feel more open and spacious, and 2, it allows the buyers that walk through your house to see themselves in it, because if your stuff is cluttering the space, it's harder for people to envision their stuff in it, which devalues the house, and nobody wants to sell a home for less. Am I right? Third, let's check in on the maintenance side of things and the routine stuff. Like, let's make sure that everything, all the patchworks and all these every house has a little bit of quirks. Maybe somebody's, the faucet leaks or something, or the doorknob is loose or whatever. Get those things fixed. Maybe there's a hole in the drywall somewhere, or some picture frames that need the holes from old picture frames that need to be patched. And then maybe like some HVAC system needs to be serviced or something like that. Get all that stuff up to snuff, and that way when it goes to hit the market, it's all ready to go, and it passes home inspections with flying colors. Next, you want to consider making a few upgrades where they're possible. For me, like whenever I have some free time, in this whole quarantine situation, I've taken up woodworking to do some things that are cool, and I've actually updated a couple things around the house, like put some furniture on my roof. On the other hand, my wife has a never-ending list of things for me to do, so I also ended up painting a bedroom a new color, a neutral color, no wild and crazy colors. You might think they're cool, but the majority of other people will probably not think they're cool. So wait until after you buy your new house to paint the room that wild color. Okay, so this next one kind of goes hand in hand with the decluttering. Once you've gotten the decluttering out and all of the crap out of the house, now it's time for the deep clean. We want everything to look clean and sparkly and fresh and new. And you'd be amazed at how a deep clean will actually make the house seem newer and fresher. And that adds tremendous value for not really that whole lot of, it's not really that expensive. Our 6th item is actually one of our most important items, and that is the topic of smell. So smell is super important, and walking into a house that stinks of like dirty laundry or cat pee or some animal odor or just like stinky human odor or whatever it is, it's gross and appalling, and it's a great way to turn a buyer off. So maybe by the front door, maybe have some kind of scent, a candle, one of those plug-in things. Like, that really makes the home more welcoming. Not only does it look great from the outside, but once you open the front door and you turn the knob and you take your first step into the house, it's like a breath of fresh air and nice and clean and welcoming on the inside as well. That's a huge thing to do that a lot of people overlook. Lastly, guys, let's do our homework as far as the market goes. And as sellers, you want to make sure that you're realistic about your asking price. So you really have to do your homework and look at other homes that are comparable in your market. Let's look, if you have a 3-bedroom home, compare it to what other 3-bedroom homes of similar size. If you have a 2,000 square foot home, don't compare it to the 3,500 square foot home that just sold up the block for $100,000 more. That doesn't mean your home is worth it. So you don't want to be the unreasonable seller, and it happens quite often. Most of the sellers that I have met with thought their home was more valuable than it actually was, and it's a very grounding conversation to have with a seller, and it's not always a pleasant one for the seller. It's better to have realistic expectations going into it. If your home is similar to other homes that have sold in the area, then it's probably what your house is worth. So try to disconnect your emotions and your biases from your house. I know it's hard because it's your house, it's where you live. It's very emotionally, you're really emotionally connected to it many times. So unless you're some kind of pragmatic robot like I am, and you don't have feelings or anything like that, and you're just cold and dead on the inside, then maybe it won't be as hard for you. So guys, like I said, just try to be a little bit realistic about what the asking price is. Do your homework. If you have questions about the value of your home or anything like that, feel free to ask me, send me a message or something, and I'll get you some kind of market analysis for you, and then basically outlining all the comps in your neighborhood and things like that. You can reach me right on here on Facebook or whatever, and that I'll get you guys a clear picture of what the value is. So guys, outside of that, I'll give you that's pretty much all I have for today. I hope you guys found that valuable, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and you have questions about buying a home, selling a home, or just Philadelphia real estate in general, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you out with any questions you have.